Hello, hello, hello. Very good morning to all FPL managers. Welcome back FPL Jedi Show kembali ke udara this morning. Merry Christmas to all our viewers. Okay, I suppose ramai in holiday mode. Same like my co-host Azmin who is in Ipoh right now. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Sempat lah. Just have this buffet breakfast. So now just, catching up on the team news before, even during. Macam-macam happening. Boxing Day is today is Boxing Day, but things are still happening. So yeah, hope you are too.
Yup. Apa yang kita akan run through today is actually game week 19 deadline, which will be today at 7 p.m. Okay, hopefully. Tapi I think is a bit later because match postponement untuk some of the matches. Would like to remind daripada 10 matches today, 3 matches has been postponed. Itu that clearly mentioned, okay, by Premier League, which is Liverpool lawan Leeds, right?
Yep.
Wolves versus Watford dan juga Burnley versus Everton. Okay. Just to update everyone, there also rumours some other matches can be postponed today. So please keep your transfer to the end. Kalau boleh lambat-lambatkan transfer pada hari ini. Which is later mungkin Azmin akan sentuh lah. Okay, which matches yang ada probability can be postponed. Okay. So let's jump straight into today's matches. Okay, man?
Yep, ready.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the 7 matches that potentially to be played today, which is kick off at 11 p.m. So kalau 11 p.m, our deadline would be 9:30, something like that, right? So which is Man City versus Leicester, okay? Norwich versus Arsenal, Spurs versus Crystal Palace, and then West Ham versus Southampton, all at 11 p.m. today. Then at 1:30, Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Okay, this is a spicy one. Okay, Gerrard will be facing Chelsea. And then Brighton versus Brentford at 4 a.m. And then last but not least, tomorrow at 4 a.m. is Newcastle versus Manchester United, which is a lot of people are looking at bringing Ronaldo this week. Okay, man, over to you.
All right, so now we're at Manchester City. So Manchester City are one of the latest to just suddenly start to have a COVID issue as well. So there's currently a lot of rumors, but nothing's confirmed yet. So it's gotten to the point where people are now looking at the pictures of Manchester City players training and seeing who's there, who's not. So currently there's a rumor that some Portuguese players might be affected. So of course this means Rodri, but of course Cancelo is a question. So there's people have been trying to investigate. There was at least one content creator went to the extent of asking the girlfriend whether or not he will play. So he didn't get a definite answer, just a picture.
That's how far FPL managers go.
Exactly, yeah. But the real concern right now is that Cancelo is one of those who wasn't seen in training. So there's a big suspicion that might be him. Okay. But of course, there's no concern.
I think since you mentioned about that, let's straight to the team news yang I have here, which is the Twitter lah, man.
Yep.
So here for Man City, Pep Guardiola has been asked. So tengok ramai orang juga tanya because Phil Foden has been missing and also Jack Grealish been naughty recently. They are off. So some journalists also asked them whether they will up for selection. Pep easily say, absolutely, I'm going to clarify, but not to you. So we won't know their availability, man.
Yeah. So Pep was a bit edgy, touchy in his press conference because one of the persons who is out is Kyle Walker, and there was some personal issues. I think there was the death of his friend. It was an issue. So he was asked about it. He was fit, so he wasn't playing in the previous game. But when asked if he would be fit for Leicester, Guardiola was really upset and snapped back at the reporter. Didn't you listen to my previous answer? So it's a bit touchy, and I think the touchiness is also due in part to Phil Foden and Jack Grealish issues. So the question now is, will they? Okay, the COVID issue aside, the question is now, will Phil Foden or Jack Grealish start? So it's really depends. We don't really know, but my opinion is that they will, because I think they will be given a chance to um, redeem themselves by and showing that the team is more important. And it was seen, even though they did won the previous match, but they didn't do it really well. It was not. Oh, they won, but it was against Newcastle. But it was the flow was not there. It wasn't as smooth as he would have liked. So it's clear that these two players are important. Okay, so but just to be clear, the outbreak is just a minor one. So it looks like at this point in time, there is no plans to postpone because of any Manchester City COVID issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So that's Manchester City. Now on the Leicester side, so we know that Leicester themselves had COVID issues, but they were actually able to play. They had enough people playing. So at the moment, they got a few more injuries during the Carabao Cup. One of them is Ricardo Pereira. So he got tackled by Tyler Morton, which to be fair was not one of the great tackles. It was quite reckless. But the other problem is Soyuncu had a hamstring. So Soyuncu is definitely out. I'm pretty sure he's out based on Brendan Rodgers. He did say that he's over the next few days. Hang on, let me just.
So, actually for Leicester side, we expecting a lot of injuries, right? That's what I've been informed. So Leicester will be light at the back.
Yes, so Leicester have a lot of the issues. So Evans. They say that he has an outside chance of returning. I doubt he will though, because if he just comes back in too fast, it'll be a problem. The key players other than Pereira is Vardy. Vardy, he played in the Carabao Cup, and even though he played the whole match, he didn't take any the penalties during the penalty shootout. And the problem was there was a hamstring issue, so he's unlikely to make it either. So if you're looking to free hit, then I think Leicester players are not the best way to go, because I think they will get trounced by Manchester City.
Yeah.
Then Amate is the first player to get caught, who has gone off to in respect of the AFCON. So he went to a training camp in Doha. So he's
It's
definitely out.
already gone.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so he's the first, and this is only game week 19. So game week 20, we can expect to see a lot more people departing.
Okay, good. So that is Man City versus Leicester. We hopefully this match will go on, and we expect a big scoring from Man City side lah. And really hope people like us who have Foden will play.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Norwich versus Arsenal. Arsenal really now in good form.
Yep.
They've been recently, especially on Gabriel Martinelli lah, who's really has 2 goals last week. So this is the latest news, man.
Yeah.
So Dean Smith confirms that Canaries have some fresh COVID cases. Okay, although tak ramai yang ada Norwich players, but there are some we can say. But for Arsenal, Arteta mentioned that no COVID issues so far, and they are clear. Most of the players are cleared to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Norwich, he did again. Dean Smith didn't specify as to who's contracted COVID. So fine. But apparently there are also people coming back, so they should have enough to play. Yeah, but of course they're up against Arsenal, who, as you said just now, they are in good form. So I expect Arsenal to win. They probably will go with the same team, and the rotation will be in the following week. The only issue that we had, okay, Aubameyang, not that people pick him anyway. I think he's still in Arteta's bad books, so he's not going to be involved just yet. But the only issue is Takehiro Tomiyasu, who during the match at Leeds he limped because he had a calf injury. So we don't know what's the situation there. So it may be may not play.
So I think Cedric Soares, right? Yeah, plays replacing Tomohiro.
Yes.
So there's a bit of concern lah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Arsenal being cleared. Like others, Gabriel Martinelli, just to inform, is the most hottest asset to be bringing in this week, and is looks like good against Norwich.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus his value is even though he's gone in price, he's still only 5.3, which
Yeah.
makes it really, really
I
attractive.
think 5.4 now. Yep.
Right.
All right, let's go to the next match. Spurs versus Crystal Palace. There's rumors that this game might be postponed. Eh?
Yeah, because of Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace seems to have some cases. So, but apparently at the moment, the Premier League will only decide in the morning of Boxing Day. That's their morning, not our morning in UK, as to whether or not the game will go. But again, this is just an example and a warning to us that at this point, in these current times, don't transfer early, because if it gets called off, you're dead. Unless you're free hitting, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're just trying to get in with 11 players without any free hit, then don't transfer, because it does. I suspect this game might get called off.
Okay.
It depends. It really depends on how
I
many
think
cases, but we don't
we
know.
will know early lah, since the match will start at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So
In
we
terms
will
of injury
definitely.
news, sorry. Yeah. So in terms of
Yes.
injury news, Spurs don't have any more COVID cases at this point in time. A lot of their players, um, the players who didn't play were to the quarterfinals were all the players who previously contracted COVID, so they're fine. So they should come back for this one, which that includes, of course, people like Lucas Moura, Son Heung-min. Romero and Sessegnon are injured, both on
Yep.
hamstring, while GLC, what's his name, Lo Celso, isn't fit yet. So he's still recovering as well. I think that's
So
it.
their senior are out. So means that manager who has Regulon will be more
Yeah.
relieved that he will play. Regulon only play a few minutes and get 1 point
Yeah.
last week.
So for the Crystal Palace press conference has
Yeah.
not. Yeah. So we will
We will,
see. Yeah.
we will know who's being contracted
Yeah.
with COVID, right?
Yeah.
So it's a concern. It could be one of my player also, Gallagher. But if let's say match is totally called off, then definitely people won't bring in a player like Kane, Son, which is popular lah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
All right.
man. Let's go to the next match, which is West Ham versus Southampton. Okay, I got some piece of news here, or Dave Moyes quote, which mentioned about Antonio being tested positive about a week ago, but he is not clearly wants to declare whether Antonio will not play this game. So there
Yeah.
is possibility he might be available.
Yeah.
So
So apparently it was confirmed that he didn't just contract COVID. He had contracted COVID a while back. So in terms of while it's not specified, that's why they think it might be possible that he may play Southampton, because he's already past the isolation period. It's just whether or not he's recovering and fit enough to play. So, but we don't know for sure
we don't
whether or
know.
not he'll play. Yeah.
All right. Okay, but for Southampton, they did not mention any COVID situation. Okay,
Yeah.
no, but I think the normal players should be available.
Yep. So for West Ham, Cresswell probably is still not going to be. He's not ready to come back yet. Zuma, of course, is still out. Ogbonna is still out. So you can see the defensive line is quite hit a bit. But apparently Ben Johnson is back. He did play
Okay.
in the Caribou Cup. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he did return in the Caribou Cup. So he should be okay. Southampton. The front line is all fit. Apparently fit, which is Armstrong, Che Adam as
Okay,
well.
Adam pun
But
available.
so Armstrong might be ready. So, but it wasn't confirmed by Ralph. But it does become an issue as to who starts up top again. Other than that,
Yeah.
and more importantly, the keeper is back. Fraser Foster.
Fraser
May be
Foster.
back.
Okay.
We're not sure. Oh no.
So,
Apparently, it says he's still not ready, so he'll probably miss out
okay.
again.
So Caballero will start again. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
If let's say Antonio is out, just mention Bower is definitely a really good pick this week, because he will play
Yes.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
If
and
you
the
don't
price
have
at
Bowen.
5+ is quite a good deal.
Bowen at 6.5.
6.5. There you go.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next match, which, like Azman mentioned, Gerard has been contacted with COVID-19. So I'm not sure whether this match also will be postponed. There is possibility also.
Yeah,
And the only news that I have is from Aston Villa camp, because Chelsea has not been uh,
press
putting
conference.
any press conference. But what I can say, I took some picture of Romelu Lukaku is in training and should be available if this match go on. I mean,
Yeah. So in terms of Aston Villa side, because they had a few cases previously, but they expected to be back. This includes Davis, Steer, our 4.0 goalkeeper, and El Ghazi and Sanson, who we don't really pick anyway. In terms of actual injuries, Buendia, who also got a knock, but apparently it's not serious. It's just he keep the quote given by Gerard was that he keeps getting kicked in the same place, so it's quite funny. But apparently he'll be back. And Ashley Young also has a late fitness test. Yeah. So other than that, everyone is fine from Aston Villa. So as for Chelsea, as you mentioned just now, yeah, Lukaku has been seen. So as you know, he previously was one of those who contracted COVID. Other than that, we're still waiting. We don't to find out whether Havertz, Werner, Loftus Cheek, and Ziyech will be ready. So we don't know yet. So we'll have to wait.
this match will happen at 1:30 a.m. But I think the new protocol or whatever SOP that the Premier League has been implemented, I don't think they should go off like last minute, like 2 hours before match, because this is burden all the fans are coming
Hands,
for the
yes.
match. So I expect it should not be as late as that. Maybe we definitely know like 5 hours or 4 hours
Yeah.
before the matches.
Yeah, so it's a real problem and for the Premier League facing for the FA facing backlash by the fans because they taking all this effort, probably some of them probably traveling and buying accommodation only to find out the match is postponed. So if
Can you
anything,
imagine a fan like us coming from
yeah.
Malaysia, want to visit and then call off, what to do? Wow.
Yeah, well, we be pretty silly if we want to try to make these matches, but yeah, but again, but the point is correct, because we want to find out ahead of time as early as possible. They can't just wait until the really last minute. Some fans are already having lunch outside the stadium, early breakfast or something outside the stadium while waiting to go
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then only to find out it's being called off is very, very frustrating. They don't want that backlash to happen. So if hopefully we'll get information much more earlier.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty much about both news. Let's go to Brighton versus Brentford. I think akhirnya we see Brentford in play. They already missed a lot of matches since their can have been contacted with the COVID. Okay,
Yeah.
so also Brighton, who actually like we know they have been hit by a lot of injury, especially at the
Yes.
back line. So what's the latest news, man, for both
So,
camp?
so for Brighton, it's more on injuries rather than any COVID issues. But most of them are now fit. Pascal Gross, Neil Maupay, Adam Webster, as long as he comes to training nicely. Duffy is back from his suspension, so the squad is pretty good. Pretty much every player you want for the first team is back, except with the exception of Lewis Dunk. So unfortunately, the captain is still sidelined. So, but
Mhm.
everyone else, including Trossard, they were all back, so it'll be good for Brighton, and it may be a good match for Brighton actually against Brentford. So Brentford we know have had their own issues, but in terms of injuries, yeah, they're fine except for of course Raya, who is still, and Ajay and Zanka, all some of the key backline is still up, but other than that, Tony,
Okay.
finally recovered from his COVID-19. So whether or not he'll start, we're not sure. But because he was in the substitute
Uh,
bench
uh-huh.
in during the
Oh,
Carabao
Cabral
Cup,
Cup. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So he played for 25 minutes. So we don't know he'll be fine. Frank did say that as long as he can prove he's fully fit, then yeah, he should start. Other than
Okay.
that, yeah, no
What do you
other.
expect for this match punya scoreline? Do you expect tight match, or you expect Brighton to
I'm
win?
I'm expecting with Brighton's reinforcements, key players back, I expect them to win this one. Probably a 2-0 or even 3-0
Okay,
actually.
okay, fair. Last but not least, okay, match Newcastle versus Manchester United. As we know, Liverpool punya asset is not playing this week,
Yeah.
and Manchester United punya asset like Ronaldo is the talking point where he's actually the highest captain punya choice for this week, mate.
Yeah, so on the Newcastle, in terms of the injury for the Newcastle side, pretty much all except for Shelby and Minkilo, every main first 11 is fit. So they but at the end they, if you for FPL purposes, maybe if you're looking at Wilson and Saint Maximin, so they fine, they should play. But of course, in terms of defense, you probably wouldn't want to go them to that anyway. So they're facing a Manchester United who haven't played for quite a while, but
Yeah.
they've been in training and they should be good. And they even have some injury people returning from injury, which is Rafael Varane,
Okay.
Anthony
All right.
Martial, and Anthony Wan-Bissaka. Okay, maybe the latter two are probably not first picks at this point in time, but definitely Varane may be involved. Even Cavani
Yeah.
might be back as well. So it'll be
Like
interesting
Raf
to see.
mentioned lah, all players are available on
Yeah.
apart of Pogba, so they should be have a lot of players from their squad lah.
Yeah. One thing we wonder about is we do not um how Ragnick will mix up the
Hmm.
squad because even though they did win against Norwich, but it wasn't really a convincing win. They won 1-0, a single strike by Cristiano Ronaldo. So whether or not it will have him shuffling up, for example, bringing in Greenwood instead of Rashford, we don't know. But it's probably likely
Hmm.
we'll see some form of rotation in the next few days. The good thing about Manchester United is that unlike other teams, their matches are a bit more spaced out, which is why people are pumping on
Ah,
captaining Ronaldo for
yeah.
this one, which is a fair play because Newcastle are terrible and Newcastle in the defense.
Okay. All right. Good. I think we already ran through all our matches. Should we go to our team P or should we just mention about say? I mean,
Yep.
already have three matches postponed, and then katakanlah Spurs versus Palace also postponed. There is possibility Villa versus Chelsea postponed. Do you think?
Yeah, I think there is a possibility, and
So
Spurs. Spurs.
if let's say that matches also been postponed, and we know a lot of managers have Chelsea asset, at least two or maybe
Oh,
three. I won't be surprised. So is it fair to say that that will push us to
yeah,
activate
definitely.
our hit button?
Yeah, I think definitely if Chelsea, Villa Chelsea game gets called off, I think many will be probably prompted to activate the free hit button. At the moment, it's less likely. Obviously, Steven Gerrard was one of those afflicted, but not the actual players. So we're waiting to find out. Chelsea on the Chelsea side seem to be okay. So it is really down to the Villa side. But of more concern from what I can see is the Spurs Crystal Palace match because that looks like it's
Hmm.
really a problem for Palace. They one by one, although they didn't specify who. But it's also frustrating from the Spurs side point of view because they've been missing so many matches. You're gonna add one more to
Yelah,
the
bila lah dia
fixture
nak buat
congestion.
all these matches, I don't know lah.
And but it will impact us obviously as well in terms of the FPL because maybe there's quite a few probably bringing in Son after their draw against Liverpool and maybe even Kane, which I was looking at.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if that match calls off, it depends. Again, at the end of the day, it depends on how many players you're. Obviously, as Hafiz mentioned, Chelsea, people will probably have at least two of them. I have three, so if Chelsea, as the Villa Chelsea match gets called off, I definitely have to start looking at the free hit.
So,
So
if that's the case, then the popular free hit team will feature Man City,
yeah,
will feature Arsenal, to
and
some
Manchester
extent
United.
also Manchester United.
So the risk with Manchester United is that it's the last match on the schedule. So there's always a worry that as what happened last time that the risk of picking players in the later match and only to find out the next day that it's cancelled. But the good thing is that there is no indication that there's any issue there. So unless an
Mm,
outbreak happens tomorrow, hopefully
mm.
that match will go on.
Okay, I'm really keen to know who's been so-called contracted at Man City camp. I hope it's not Cancelo. If let's say Cancelo, then lagilah depleted our squad, man.
Yeah, the good thing about if Cancelo's out, because most teams don't have Cancelo. Will probably have Cancelo. Most good teams will probably have Cancelo or anything. But of course, if you go with less than 9 players, you're probably gonna be up against the free hit teams who will end up so you'll be at a disadvantage. So unfortunately, that would mean they're probably score more. My general guideline is that if you can get to 10 players with 1 hit with a -4 hit, then you're good to go. Then I don't if you're at 7, then you probably want to consider free hitting.
So minimum is 7. Minimum is 7.
No, yeah, I would get at least 9 with a hit.
Ooh, 9 is minimum. Okay.
Yeah,
so means
anything,
if I only have 8 is free hit, is it?
If your 8 is without a free hit, then you without a hit, then take 1 hit and get to 9. Other than that, the problem is that because there are less matches, so more often than not, we're looking at Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United as the players to pick. So, Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea. And if Chelsea gets called off, then you're down to Arsenal and Manchester United in terms of the hot picks. So most likely everyone will have Ronaldo. Probably people will drop to Martinelli because he's cheap. So you'll end up having some of the same players. But of course, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you're one of those teams who are not taking a free hit, you're probably gonna expect to get hit by the people who are free hitting and lose some ranks there. But you'll get a chance to make it up later because you'll still have your free hit.
Okay. Just quickly say our choices. If let's say kita free hitting lah, let's say free hitting. 3 main asset from Man City that will be picked is actually this me out of my head sajalah. Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, and maybe Sterling.
Okay, but you're assuming Cancelo is not infected, So it's a question in terms of that midfield, because for me, I would risk Foden and Grealish simply because I feel they need to be given that chance.
So you still risk them, but I'm afraid of they are not playing. Maybe Mahrez, maybe.
If you're free hitting, KDB.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The problem is because the problem with the Gundogan, for example, again, he wasn't seen in the Manchester City training pictures either. So we'll have to let's try to uncover more as the Boxing Day day starts tomorrow morning, or later for us.
Say, how about Arsenal? The 3 players that you pick for free hit team, is it Martinelli?
Okay, Arsenal, I definitely picked Saka, Ramsdale, and obviously the obvious pick is Martinelli, isn't it? But I'm keen on Odegaard actually, because I feel that Odegaard might provide better value, more consistency.
Okay, my pick is Martinelli, Lacazette, and also Tierney. I think.
Okay, Tierney I can get, but Lacazette really, I really not. I know we short on striker options, but I'm not really keen on Lacazette. Just doesn't convince me.
How about Manchester United asset? Is it clearly Ronaldo? Who else?
Ronaldo by mile, and then after that, maybe you want to pick Dalot or David De Gea even.
David De Gea as a keeper.
Yeah. Because we don't know that midfield, and I'm a bit worried that he will shake things out. Bruno Fernandes hasn't been great. Still hasn't recovered from his malaise from the start of the season. He's too expensive anyway. So Ronaldo, Dalot, and go for the defense. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Let's run through your team.
Okay. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Shoot. Hang on, it's taking a while to get there.
Okay, just to mention to all our viewers, I'm also surprised with this, kalau kau tak perasan lah. Okay, the most transfer in is Martinelli, okay? But Who do you think the most transfers out this week?
Is it Salah now?
Yes, it is Salah.
There you go.
The fact is ramai jugalah that willing to apart away from Salah, even though he might be playing for the next 2 matches, right, man? He is not
Yeah.
ready yet to go for AFCON.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's also because of people free hitting, but at the same time,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Alright.
But okay, so
Okay.
can you see my team?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is my current team. So Ramsdale, Rudiger, James, Cancelo, Mount, Foden, Saka, Bowen, Wilson, and Livramento. So okay, the reason I put Livramento because he was originally supposed to be benched. But let's say if Cancelo is not fit, then Livramento obviously goes up.
So actually, say you replace no lah. We just assume Cancelo be in right? So you have actually 10 players.
Yep, that's right. So and I don't have any Spurs Palace players either, which
Wow,
makes it good.
bestnya.
Yeah, so I put Salah Huat there because those are the two most likely players I'm going to sell for a hit and bring in Ronaldo plus a player which is less than 7.6. Okay,
Which
this
is
is on
who?
the assumption that the Spurs Crystal Palace is off because I was looking at Kane, but looks like that's not going to happen.
Okay,
So with
alright.
who I pick for that 7.3 pick is still a question.
How much money do you have?
7.3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bowen you already have.
Yeah, I already have Bowen. So I'm looking at Trossard, for example, because I feel that Brighton will win against Brentford.
Okay, fair.
Other than that, I was looking at Gallagher, but yeah, if Spurs
Is
goes
it
off,
postponed?
then
No.
then that match is off as well. So yeah, so Trossard is a I'm just falling short of Manchester City players,
Okay.
except for Gundo. Gundo is 7.2, but then I'm concerned whether or not he'll start. Grealish
Yeah.
and Silva are both 7.6, so about 7.6, 7.7, so they're just out of my range. So yeah, in terms of the captaincy, I'll probably move. If it's Ronaldo, I'll probably move the captaincy to Ronaldo. So that's my team.
Okay, good. If I may ask, if I may advise tapi
Yeah.
whether you like it or not is Martinelli lah who's the most transfer in this week.
Yes. If the question, because the thing is I already have Saka, so I'm not sure I want to triple
Yeah,
up
okay.
on the match. But
Fair.
okay.
Right.
How about you?
Let's go to my team. Okay. I have Ramsdale in goal. Dalo, hopefully he starts. James, Cancelo, and Livramento. I'll play them. Foden, Mount, Salah is not playing, and Gallagher, which might be called off. And Antonio might not play. Yeah, right. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So to be fair, say we assume Spurs match go on boleh? Okay, say lah.
Yeah.
So I have like 9 players. With Salah and King is not playing. Jota is not playing, and TAA also. And Davis is my non-playing forward.
Yeah.
So what I would do, okay, is like you said lah. I think I will bring in Ronaldo and take a hit for replacing Salah for Bowen. I think
Bowen,
Bowen
okay.
is also a good pick at 6 million.
I
And
think so.
moving forward also, West Ham has still have really good matches, and there is possibility West Ham also will have double game week in 22. Could be.
So I was worried that Bowen, because he played in the Caribou Cup, but fortunately he didn't get injured or anything, even though they did get knocked out.
He did score in that game, so it's good for his
the form is
confidence.
there.
So
you're not.
yeah.
So but at one point, are you considering taking a free hit?
Say Chelsea match has been postponed.
Yeah.
Then I might need to
Okay.
But even only Spurs and Crystal Palace, I think I can still fill 10 players.
All right.
Instead of just Gallagher is not playing lah. Salah to Bowen. Maybe.
But is that okay? But are you concerned that but because next game week Salah who'll be fresh will play Leicester?
Lawan Leicester some more. Then he's a really good captain pick. But then what I actually also refer to other sources that make me thinking lah. If let's say we have Son or Bowen available, they could outscore Salah because Salah has Chelsea at the third match, away to Chelsea. So there is possibility that game will be tight and will be low scoring game. The only thing is we are worried about Leicester, but Ronaldo can be a good replacement for Captain Pick that week, game week 20.
Yeah, I think Ronaldo will be the. Oh, you mean for the next game week? Okay, yeah, it's possible. So it's a question with for those who want to risk not having Salah, because I wouldn't recommend you selling Salah this week only to bring him back the next week. I feel that you're kind of
Betul.
wasting.
If let's say you want Salah next week, I think just free hitting this week, and then
Correct.
you can have your team back.
Yeah. So
Alright.
question from Ganesan.
Hello, morning guys. Early morning, you wake up, good. Merry
Antonio
Christmas
will
to you.
play.
Antonio will play since COVID positive. He might
Okay.
have a chance, but we are not confirmed.
Yeah, so my understanding is that he was contracted at least a week back. So in terms of the in terms of the isolation period, he should be okay. So it's more about a question of whether or not he's fit. Yeah, so apparently he's already tested negative after the first positive. A few subsequent tests he's proven negative already, but whether or not he'll be ready to play is a question. And the thing with Antonio, of course, we've seen that he hasn't been himself. He hasn't scored for the longest time. I can't remember when's the last time. Maybe Game Week 5 or Game Week 6. And only a couple of weeks back he had an assist, but that was about it. He's been blanking for a lot. But in terms of whether or not he'll play, if I were to call it, I would probably think he'll start on the bench.
I think if you have him, just keep him. But if you don't have him and thinking of bring him, maybe not for this week, and just we see whether he really play 90 minutes and then baru kita fikir.
Okay.
Alright. So I think that's all this week, man. I will let you go early because I know you already have some plan. Anyway, we just keep updated on this team news. Remember, our deadline will be at 9:30. All right, because of the early match postponement, Liverpool Leeds and also both lawan Brentford. So thank you all for your support. Okay, do give a thumbs up to our video if you like our content and subscribe to our FPL Jedi Show YouTube channel.
Yep. And just a quick reminder and a warning for you guys, because this game week is short. So it'll finish on Monday night in the UK or Tuesday morning Malaysia time. So the next deadline is that night itself, is from Tuesday morning to Tuesday night. So it's a really short turnaround to the next match. So please don't miss out. Remember, because the one match is over, the very next day the game week starts again, which is game week 20. So be aware, be ready, look out for news as it comes along, and don't get caught off by the deadline. Oh, one more thing, it's on Tuesday night, and when I say Tuesday night Malaysia time, which is I think it was 7+ or is it 9 somewhere, so it's not Wednesday morning, it's Tuesday night. The match is Tuesday night, so which means that the deadline is on Tuesday about 7, I think, or 8, depending on which match gets postponed again. But be careful.
Okay, good.
All right.
We are signing off now. Good luck for this game week 19. Wish you all the best,
guys.
and may the force be with you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.